Welcome back, everybody. It's IESF again with you with the Asian qualifiers. I am joined by Black and, ready to go as usual. Looking pretty dapper, Black. What's the occasion?
It might be, I think it is actually my last Asia cast with you, so I wanted to make sure it's a memorable one for you. So you have some eye candy to look at, before I depart.
Yeah, I do enjoy, we've been close for a while. It's always nice to see you, and it's going to be sad not seeing you again.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be seeing you again soon, and then when we do, the other parts of the world.
Also, I think we are working together tomorrow.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, the middle BO one.
Oh, well.
So
in that case, I'm an idiot and I shouldn't have done this. But either way, I like.
Hey, it's benefits for me. I'm happy with it. I'm happy to see you, so it's fine. I'm working with it, and let's take a look at today's schedule as we are moving regionals for today.
Moving directions.
Moving directions. We're moving west because we are in the West Asia qualifiers. You're taking a look at the schedule. We've got ourselves Iran and Jordan, Syria, and Lebanon and Qatar.
Qatar, that's correct. Yep.
Sorry, I saw LIB and I was like, okay. And it's Lebanon.
It's interesting that that's the abbreviation for Lebanon.
Yes. Yeah, that's what got me off the back. So
I wonder what that is actually.
I'm not entirely sure, but some of them, the Iran one got me as well because that's IRI. I thought it was gonna be IRA, but let's take a look at the match we're currently covering. It's gonna be Iran against Jordan, two teams that again I think full roster wise would be insane.
Yeah,
Jordan especially. I mean, you've got. We've talked about this a couple times because we've done IESF and a couple of global events, GEG as well together. But there's always the shot that Miracle just shows up, from what I understand.
Yeah, I mean, even in the substitute roster, though, we have ATF, we have Mage.
Really?
Can you imagine? Yeah. Imagine we have ATF, Mage, and Miracle just all in one team suddenly.
That sounds like a banger of a lineup, that's for sure. So let's take a look at Iran's roster. Hazy, Zeski, Anu, Me, A9, and Malad. Close to Milan, but it looks like it's just their first name. Malad, and then I don't want to botch the last name, but his last name.
Sounds pretty badass, though.
If your first name is good enough to be your in-game name like that, I think it's a pretty cool name to have.
Yeah,
there are some interesting names we've had in the past for Dota. I know we've had like Frank, Bob, like just first names that have shown up in the past.
Good. Like Ben.
Just Ben?
Yeah, I think that would be, and for me it would be kind of weird. Like Dom.
I mean, Dom's a cool one. I'm always
but everybody would instantly say you're a Fast and Furious fanboy. I don't want that.
Well, we'll ride again, and let's take a look at the side of the Jordanian team here. Taz, Nagato, Valerian, Paris, and Ela. And we've seen Ela a lot.
We've seen Ela a lot. We've spoken to Ela a lot.
Huh?
He's once again ready to hopefully qualify. As I said, it's a little bit of a shame that we don't have Jordan's full power here, that we don't have Iran's full power here, because Iran, you could basically just field the entire Winter Bears lineup, and they would be probably crushing it. Like, even in their own region, they usually have one up against Enigma, just barely lose out to Falcons every now and then. But yeah, that would have been super epic. Still, I see no team so far that can beat China. China is unbeatable.
Well, we don't know their roster yet.
Yeah, if they go crazy.
But
which I hope they do. Please go crazy.
I do too, but there's also so much depth in that roster that can make it like competitive either way, right? You start to get down the line and you see guys who maybe aren't so much as popular and top tier, and I think there would still be so many so many players available for China, but we've talked about them enough, and we're kind of getting into the draft. Did you guys see anything different earlier today than what we've been seeing, or is it still just the same drafts?
So what happened was pretty funny. Nepal won 2-0 in the first match. And in the interview, I was like, so I think Beastmaster is pretty broken. We spoke to Execration yesterday. They said Beastmaster pretty broken. What do you think? He was like, yeah, Beastmaster pretty broken. Then next series, they first pick Beastmaster. The guy is like 900 XPM, 900 GPM, goes like 15-0. And match after that, instantly first ban. It's like, as though, like, I don't know, I might feel a little bit guilty about this, but I'm making Beastmaster become first pick material in this qualifier. I'm just going to ask every team that wins, what do you think about Beastmaster? This guy says it's broken. I think it's broken. This team says it's broken. What do you think? And now it's first pick ban. Or first ban as well. Good. Get that out of here. I don't want to see that.
Definitely agree. But I talked to Seneko yesterday, and he was very relaxed, and he was just like, they did what you suggested, which was pick the Medusa in a Beastmaster, and they shut down the Beastmaster completely.
Yeah, Medusa is such a good hero against Beastmaster. Like, Medusa against melee heroes in general is just so free.
Right.
The new Medusa is so strong. I can't harp on it enough. I don't think we see this hero enough at all. It's so good. Literally, you're looking for strong lanes. You're looking for a range carry. You're looking for a guy that can push. You're looking for an objective taker. Medusa does it all. Especially with this new talent, she gets an insane amount of damage. Like, how often have you seen in late game, the Mystic Snake gives you like 1,000+ mana? That's like 150 damage you get for free on a Medusa. Hello? Stop sleeping on a hero. Thank you.
Yeah, seriously. And Beastmaster does get banned, by the way, and we see Phoenix and Weaver. Phoenix has felt, I want to say, not as strong as I think this hero is, but we haven't exactly seen it in its best performance. I know that this hero is strong, but we just have not seen it perform the way I think this hero is strong. Unless, I was watching Lizard play at mid, and he was doing a mid Phoenix build with Dagon and a couple other things, which was pretty interesting.
Did you lose?
No, I think they won, but I don't know if it was because of him.
They probably got carried.
I can't remember.
Dude, if anybody does this kind of stuff against me, I'm going extra try hard just so they never do it again.
What, say, I don't know, a Kato mid and make them go extra try hard in a match like that?
Hey, I did not want that hero at all.
That's very true.
Who even picked that? Was it Danak?
Well, we had picked it for support initially,
Yeah,
and
but
then they
who
got
picked
rid
it?
of...
It was Danak, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
and then we gave
man.
him Wyvern.
And then he gave me that Cuddle mid hero, and the enemy team just flamed the crap out of me. Like, I didn't want it. What do you want me to do?
Hey, we won. That's all that matters.
Exactly.
We beat a 2-time TI champ.
Yeah.
And I'll take that to my grave.
That makes us a 2-time TI champ in theory.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we took the pink slips. It's like Fast and Furious. Just going back to what you said earlier about being a Fast and Furious fan. You take the pink slips, you get the car.
That's right. That's
we win the match, we get both Aegises.
That's how it works.
So DK, not my favorite hero, but it's less boring than it was in the past, right? Like when we used to see this hero last picked in China every match, it was a boring hero. Now I feel like there's been an evolution to DK where I'm not as disappointed to see it.
You actually have some more aggressive early game options now. That the Wyvern Breath basically is one of your skills rather than tied to the ultimate. So your lane capability went up quite a bit. Yeah, I think DK is definitely one of the best heroes now that facets are in the game and innate abilities. Because he basically just got one for free. Which I feel any hero that got a super good innate ability for free just benefits so much from this patch. Which again, half of the lineup didn't. Half of the lineup did. You can't balance that. It's impossible to balance. I keep harping on that as well. Stop putting on new things. There's too many things.
There is a lot of things. Was it you or Vlad I was talking to about the fact that I think more and more infrequent because there's so many things that you need to cover these days that, like, yes, balance patches will happen, but at the same time, you've got full patches that will end up being talents and innates and these facets and items and just everything in general that used to be patched. Like, there's just so many things that you need to kind of patch these days.
Yeah, that's what I really dislike, because back then it was a lot simpler to just make changes. Like, the map changed a lot more, the Dota economy changed a lot more, general mechanics changed a lot more. And as you said, now we don't really have that possibility anymore, because you gotta address facets. Some heroes have like 4 of them. I think Chen even has 6. You have innate abilities that need to be balanced. You have neutral items that need to be balanced, cycled in and out. Abilities. Where does it ever stop, you know?
I would go as far as to say that the balance patches are almost impossible. And there are so many facets right now that it feels like for heroes, there's one good facet, one bad facet. And you know what that means is they're going to go one of 2 ways. You either nerf the good facet to make the bad facet more appealing, or you're going to buff these bad facets in such a fashion that they become more appealing that they might even become broken.
Yeah, but at the same time, the problem is if you buff a bad facet, you just completely buff a hero as well, potentially. And if you nerf a good one, you completely nerf the hero, right? So even if you don't change any numbers on the hero itself, like skills or attributes, anything like that, the hero might still be like way worse than it was before. That's why I keep saying, if you keep adding these layers of balance on balance upon balance, like, you just cannot ever get to a state where the hero just feels good, you know? Right now, I feel like there's certain heroes that just feel too good, and certain heroes that just feel too bad. There's no like middle ground anymore.
Radiant team back.
Ooh,
Alchemist. We've seen a support Alchemist before today as well. This looks more like it could be a carry Weaver. I mean, Alchemist, Venge, Weaver, Pango. That's a lot of minus armor. Minus 8, minus 18. Beatles, minus 25 armor. Easy peasy rolls.
Yeah. Is everybody giving you minus armor right now?
Everybody.
Wow. That's kind of insane. Truth be told.
Yeah. It's going to be quick objectives. Even heroes like Dragon Knight will just completely melt. No chance for him to survive through that kind of minus armor. But Alchemist is an interesting pick. But if it's a support Alchemist, I think it's quite strong, to be honest. The stun is just bonkers. Weaver Alchemist is a super strong lane. Could be Venge off lane or Venge 4. I like the draft, to be honest. It's a little bit unconventional, but it's good. Synergizes as well.
It's got a good amount of lockdown right now. I wouldn't mind one more stun, though, from Iran.
Yeah, Jordan's team fight is damn scary. I don't actually know how to fight them right now with Phoenix Brewmaster.
Yeah, you get Cyclone, Supernova, and then you're stealing, honestly. This is a dream game right now for Rubik, because Rubik, from what I understand, and this is from my lower MMR brain, but Rubik's a good counter to Weaver. Not so much that he himself counters Weaver, but you steal Shikuchi and you end up becoming a menace overall.
Yeah, you push out lanes, you deal a ton of damage in team fights. Very hard to catch you ever with a 2-second cooldown. But I think doesn't Rubik also have, I need to double confirm that real quick, the cooldown?
The facet.
He has a talent that gives, minus 25% stone spells
25%,
cooldown.
yep.
So his downtime on Tsukushi is 0.5 seconds. Which is ridiculous. Yeah. He's perma-hasted and invis, basically, at that point. It's level 15, yeah, right.
Yep. And giving up that to Rubik, and then it almost feels like a game where Phoenix will be 5 and then Rubik will be 4, and you might want Rubik to get an Ags in this game so he can always hold Shikuchi +1.
It's definitely a fair point.
So
there's also just so many good spells to steal, whether it's Acid Spray or Alchemist Stun, Venge Stun. Even Wave of Terror is so good at stealing damage. Ton of good spells.
Yeah, there's a lot of short cooldown spells as well that will interact with his facet there too.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
My Rubik's facets are both pretty damn good.
Radiant team team
But
pick.
would you say that Rubik's more set for a 4 than a 5?
Yeah, I think in general, Rubik really wants items. Like, a fat Rubik is just so hard to deal with.
Yeah.
I feel like. The cast range is insane. Damage is insane. Storm Spirit is also insane. Which means you have
Yeah,
an offense
Storms felt
tangle.
very
10
strong.
seconds remaining.
Now, I wonder, is it support Weaver or support Alec? I think it's support Alec, right?
5 seconds remaining.
I'm not sure.
Could be a 4 Weaver.
The Weaver for support's not bad, especially if you don't want to be giving... Well, you're still going to give up Shikuchi to Rubik. It feels like it's almost inevitable.
Either way, you're going to do it, yeah. Now, they need some sort of lockdown. So they have off Brew, probably DK mid, the carry. Wow, that's a tough choice. I feel like Medusa, though, looks pretty damn good again.
Yeah.
And the
I like
Lifestealer
Medusa.
ban actually makes me think it's an Alchemist carry. Because otherwise, you wouldn't care much about Lifestealer.
So what's
that
the
Medusa.
deal? Oh, I was going to ask you a question, but
What?
if they go...
Hero.
Are they going safe lane Void Spirit?
I think it's safe lane Dragon Knight, probably. But that's... I mean, carry DK has worked out in the past. It's not bad at all.
It's safe lane Void Spirit according to their roster lineup. But we've seen switches in the past.
Well, I certainly hope not, because DK against Storm is so free for Storm. And I would never want to give Storm a free game.
It's free for Storm, but it's also you don't die as DK, right?
Yeah. Either way, even if they put Void Spirit middle, it's free for Storm as well. So interesting. I really like the Storm pick, and I'm a little bit scared for Jordan whether they have enough to deal with that. They have Dragon Knight and Rubik. That's pretty much it. Maybe Void Spirit will build into an Orchid or an Axe, but Storm Spirit doesn't really care about that anymore.
My question was going to be, I was thinking maybe even wanting Anti-Mage, but Anti-Mage doesn't seem to be picked too much these days, because Anti-Mage was also one of those instant counter picks to Storm back in the past, right? You'd use all your mana and it just doesn't get picked. Yeah, I haven't seen it picked as often as when I saw you win ESL in New York, and I'll bring that up every time we work together.
Yeah, it's because we literally first picked TB or AM every game until they both got banned.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like the wildest thing. Like, nobody like did that ever. We're just like, yeah, okay, give me first pick AM. All right.
It's definitely one of those crazy moments that, like, we started working with each other 5 years after that.
Yeah,
because that was 2014, wasn't it? It was ESL 1, so 6 years after that, really.
Yeah, 2020.
I mean,
around there. Yeah.
It was before I even started casting. I mean, that was the event that made me want to cast. So it's interesting. I'd love to go back in time with like current brain and be like, oh, Black, like, what's up? Like, I didn't even get to speak to you. I just, I saw you guys outside MSG when you guys had won, holding that big trophy. And
yeah,
I wonder how quick of friends we would have been, because we became friends very quickly after we started working together.
Yeah, I mean, both of us, I think, are very approachable. So it makes sense,
Yeah.
You're a cool guy. I'm a cool guy. Wow, the guy's so cocky, calls himself a cool guy. Well, that's what cool guys do.
Is there an explosion nearby I have to not look at? Like,
well, we can make that happen. Don't worry.
I'm always down.
The observer kiss. Well, not quite. It's more like a kiss cam right now.
Let's see how this goes. We haven't seen much for the quote Asia region, but also it was SEA region. There hasn't been a lot of pre-fighting.
No pre-fighting. I feel a lot of teams just
30 seconds.
Okay, here's my thought process. If I'm the better team, I want to make the game as standard and as simple as possible. No level 1 weird shenanigans, nothing. Go into the laning phase with 100% of resources ready. Because I think I'm going to beat you. Right? And of course, sometimes the level 1 is just not as strong as the other teams, in which case you also want to avoid it. We have no region on the DK or the Brewmaster. Interesting. Maybe that's another reason why they wanted to avoid it.
Oh, Taz. He's going down
That's why you avoid it, man. That's exactly why.
And it's also setting up for Taz to be swapping lanes, right? Where he was standing.
Yeah, but he already had a bottle queued up, so I think he's pretty much guaranteed that we have the safe and DK.
Yeah, because DK's bringing out tangos on his courier.
Yeah.
And coming up here. So they did make that swap despite what the roster sheet says, you know?
Mm-hmm. You know, I'm still dumbfounded that Storm Spirit, his only weakness in lane was that the Remnant is melee range, right? And then they just give him a facet that the thing just moves towards the enemy. At a pretty decent speed, too.
Well, I think it's a decent speed, but it's also a slow speed, but you couldn't make it any slower. So, in my eyes, it seems as though this facet is kind of overtuned and maybe a little bit broken, in my opinion.
I think it's too good. Like, the only weakness Storm had in laning phase is not a weakness anymore. In fact, it's now a strength because it just walks through creeps.
Also, Galvanize seems kind of ridiculous to me, too, that they've just given him the old Bloodstone for free.
The fact that he even gets charges before he gets ult is also ridiculous. I think it should be tied to the ult, at least.
Yeah.
Now he's just randomly sitting plus 0.3 mana, which in early game is so much.
And you get 3 charges just for leveling Ball Lightning. It should be at Ball Lightning you get whatever charges you would have got. It could be retroactive. I'm fine with that. But you shouldn't unlock the charges until 6.
Yeah, I agree.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
That's an interesting one.
Well, top lane should just be a trade farm lane. That's the problem with safe lane DK. You don't really pressure too much.
Bottom lane, Hazy's in trouble. They've got the unstable concoction charged up after the magic missile with the minus armor. There's no way to survive for the Brewmaster after.
That lane is so strong, actually. Venge Alchemist. So much damage.
The double stun and the minus armor.
Yep.
And you're already level 2 in the acid spray, so -4 armor. And with some decent damage, too. You can't really fight in it. It's a big AoE. And speaking about not being able to fight, this Weaver will drop as Phoenix gets that kill in the Gato.
Yeah, he's burned out.
Don't be angry.
Well, it's burning out, and it's also, I think, Dying Light's one of the stronger facets as well.
Dying Light is also ridiculous, yeah.
It's a free mini Radiance.
Mm-hmm.
It's surprising to me that a facet like that maybe hasn't brought back the old Phoenix Radiance offlane build.
It still might at some point, to be honest. Oh, there it is. There's no mana for stun right now, or rather, it's on cooldown. The acid spray is dealing so much damage.
The acid spray is strong. They just need another stun, and then they get this kill, and they're going to chase for it. It's an easy kill to get again, and it's aggression that I don't know can be stopped, so you're going to have to really play safe. There is a point where Brewmaster feels strong enough, I would say, with Drunken Brawler at a certain level where he's able to have those resistances. But the Rubik's going to be vulnerable, right?
Oh, yeah. If Rubik ever gets caught,
so much damage.
He's so dead. That's just the thing, though. He literally just triple remnanted him because he keeps walking into his face.
Oh, and more aggression. They want to go. Cinderbrew activated bottom. Now, my question too is Bracer too overtuned, or is it just too good of an item? Because Null Talisman went through this, right? Everybody was getting Null Talismans, and then they stopped Null Talismans.
Radiant structures are
I think it's too strong, for sure.
Now Bracers are built in multitude with offlaners quite a bit.
The problem is not just offlaners, even supports, mid laners, carries, everybody's doing Bracers. Oh, Milad, easy kill. As we're talking about Bracers, double Bracer on him. No
it
Bracer
really
on the DK,
insane.
surprisingly. A Bracer on the Void Spirit. Everybody builds Bracers. Double Bracer on Brew.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Centaur usually goes triple Bracer.
Yeah, Darkbeard now they also goes like double Bracer Soul Ring or whatever. It's definitely too good. Because it lies to you too. So the item says it gives you 0.75 health regen, right? But that's a big lie. But you get another 0.5 from the strength it gives. Rubik in trouble again. Oh, it doesn't want to get lifted up the cliff.
Ooh, Cinder Brew activating, and Hazy, he might try to get this trade, but it looks like he's at least dead. Paris on the runaway from this Alchemist, runs back into him. Telekinesis only up into the air and will die. Now, Telekinesis early levels is not that great. Now, they kill the Storm mid, which is a pretty big kill, but they're looking like they're still going to lose Taz, but able to survive the Blood Grenade and the Swarm being on him. So no trade is pretty massive. And then Rubik just TPs mid, refills the bottle, and you're right back in it.
Ice rotation, much needed too, because Taz was getting smacked quite hard in the mid lane.
Yeah, the kill doesn't really change too much for Storm, I would say. He's still ahead. It just helps Taz kind of recover.
Yeah, and he might have to go to... Oh, Zesty just burns out again. And the Phoenix is doing lots of damage here on the map.
Yeah, and I like this build, but he's going to be giving up a kill now to a new me. He's got nothing to get away from this. And at the same time, Alchemist gets a kill onto the Brewmaster bottom. So Elo dies, Nagato dies, and that's 2 heroes dead. And Phoenix, we've seen this build quite a bit, where you just go early into Urn and maybe you get Spirit Vessel too. But Sunray is just not the important spell anymore early.
Yeah, it used to be maxed at level 7 just because of the ridiculous damage it dealt when it was pure. Now that it's magic, it's still very strong, but yeah, not nearly as important. Stun on Pango, but he doesn't care at all.
And he's got Rolling Thunder if need be. You can see the damage that those Fire Spirits do.
But just look at his health, man. As a Pangolier, I've been a 70, you have 1300 HP. More than the DK. Because everyone's itemizing with these damn bracelets.
The Blinding Sun innate ability from Phoenix 2 is kind of crazy. It really is just like...
You can't trade with him.
Dying Light and Blinding Sun is just radiance in its own way.
You literally couldn't trade with him before because of Fire Spirits. Now you literally just can't trade with him. Because you have Mischance and everything.
They're going to go for this kill.
It could be a free one.
And now when they stopped Rolling Thunder thinking they didn't need it, and they don't.
Yep. Nice rotation from the bench.
Pretty great. I mean, you get to hold Rolling Thunder, meaning you might be able to go elsewhere with this. Now, I will say Jordan was the team that made it to the Asia Finals last time.
Yeah.
But for right now, Iran's looking strong.
They are. 100% prime position to be taking this
Power
game.
Ranger TPs, but they still have Rolling Thunder. Getting this kill is not going to be easy. They
He's
do
so
have a
tanky
level
too.
6 Phoenix, though. Now, the question is, where do you look for Supernova? And it's not in this fight because you kill off Pango so quickly with the Telekinesis and the Astral Step.
During all this time, don't forget, though, there's an Alchemist free farming.
And he's going real Radiance.
Yeah, not fake.
He is top of the net worth by 900. That is Alchemist things. And he also took seed money as well. What's the other facet for Alchemist? I can't even remember at this point.
Me neither. I feel like everybody's taking this one. Let me check.
The other one is Mixologist, which is Unstable Concoction and Berserk Potion recharge faster when in Chemical Rage, which I kind of like if you're willing to not take the 250 gold. A9 in trouble. Charging up that Unstable Concoction, and we'll start to run away here on the side of Jordan. But looking into that again, it's reduced by 30% for the Unstable Concoction, and the Berserk Potion reduced by 50%.
Yeah.
Primal Split used. Paris is dead to a new me off screen. Going for this Supernova, and it pops. That is not what they wanted. There's not enough damage being done to this Alchemist anymore with the Chemical Rage. They could turn this onto the Brewmaster, who's going to be back to form. They have an extra stun with the Magic Missile. They throw out the Unstable Concoction, and both heroes die. That is a very aggressive move that ends up getting busted.
I think Jordan is in a lot of trouble. Remember, this is all BO1s, not BO3s. These sort of plays, they get heavily punished. We also see in the replay, Storm getting kill a little bit, yep. And then Venge transitions that nicely just into the TP bottom to punish the Brewmaster as well. They're just very active. They're completely outplaying Jordan right now.
Yeah, they are. And even with that kill on the Storm, Storm's getting to an Orchid pretty quickly. He's happy. Has 5 charges on that Galvanize. Of course, getting 3 from the Ball Lightning.
Yeah.
What's a good number on Galvanize? Like, what should you be hoping to have? Obviously, very high is great, but like, what's the average that you think that should be here for a Storm? Like 15 or 12?
I think level 18, you're probably looking at... You get 9 from Galvanize, right?
Yeah.
So I think 15 sounds just about right at 18. Honestly, having 5 at this time already feels really nice. 1.6 mana region is no joke.
Definitely not.
Oh, might be looking for Isla and another charge there, perhaps.
Radiant's middle tower.
Yeah, he's so dead.
Ball Lightning, and they will get this kill with the Vortex. Self-stunning, but getting some farm with it. So here's my question.
Dire's bottom tower
So
is under attack.
every time you get a kill, and hold on, I'll hold that thought. As telekinesis slamming him down onto the Alchemist, but still the unstable concoction is there, now up to 7 on the Galvanized. He'll try to run away. He doesn't want to lose those charges, but he doesn't have a lot of mana. The Astral Step and the Resonant Pulse, they've got the Aether Remnant that stuns up this Alchemist. Another Astral Step, the swap, the shield, but still burning. Oh, the Cinder Brew. Can they get this? Oh, no split with the roll, and they get the kill on the Brewmaster. They're still trying to kill off this Storm, is at 8. Has a little bit of mana for the Ball Lightning, and he is away from the fight. The turnaround is here. They're looking to get this kill, but they'll lose the Weaver, the Swashbuckle. No mana left for this
One
Dragonite.
triple.
And there's the triple stun coming out from the unstable concoction. Malad is here. They'll kill off the Phoenix. They'll look over the Dragonite, who picks up a haste, and that will make sure that he's able to run away. And Aether Remnant locks down this Pango and Void Spirit. Taz runs away, but Malad, is he a mad one? Looking like he's looking for Taz, but won't commit under the tier 1 tower.
He's so incredibly tanky with that mage there, too. He can do whatever he wants right now.
Under attack.
So my question on Galvanized is the last, it says every time he gains a charge, he also gains 0.1 mana regen permanently.
Yeah.
So Storm Spirit gets a charge,
Yeah.
0.2 mana, but you're really getting 0.3 mana.
Yeah. That's right. And every time you die, you lose 0.6. Where you
Yeah.
lose 3 charges. But if you had 10 charges to go down to 0, you would still have 1 mana region.
Right.
Which is, you know, permanent in Dota in general is very strong.
Yeah, infinite stacking has always been kind of one of those things that's very strong.
And I feel like
there-
more and more heroes are just getting it, right? This infinite like stacking thing. It just feels good to have.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I liked Lion before, but now that you can infinitely stack fingers charges, like, doesn't it just feel great?
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, and it's been that way for a little while.
Imagine AA. Every time you kill somebody, the shatter
you get a
goes up by 0.1% or something.
I was just thinking the same thing. Ooh.
He has a pretty decent shield right now. He has Swashbuckle of cooldown. If he gets out of range and Rolling Thunder's out of there, that's a big problem, man.
Yeah, he's absorbing 387 damage right now.
And he has a mage there too, don't forget.
So, I'm just trying to think out loud here. There's not really a point soon where Alchemist falls off.
Nope. Not at all. He's not going BKB though. It's a bit risky. I see if Milak already. Oh, actually, the swap comes through.
Yeah, he
Thunder
still
as
has
well.
Swashbuckle. He still has Rolling Thunder. He'll get stunned while in the Rolling Thunder, but there's the Ball Lightning with the Orchid. Paris is going to die. I believe that also gave a Galvanized stack to... No, it didn't. To a new me off to the side. It was just out of range. Malad is still alive. They'll kill off Hazy, but they'll lose Taz. No, he's able to survive with the Astro Step out. The Ball Lightning under the tier 1 tower. Numi gets that kill. He does not have mana. He has 7 charges on his wand.
Alchemist
Pop
coming.
immediately. Ball Lightning away from Ela. But here comes the Alchemist with a double stun, the Swashbuckle, the Swarm, all onto these heroes. A double kill for A9, who's godlike. He's 9-0-4 on an Alchemist. That is dangerous.
Dude, that stun AoE is crazy big. And honestly, the fact that there's a talent that makes it 50% bigger and they didn't take that is a little mind-baffling. 1 armor is nice, yes, but isn't the 125 AoE just crazy? 375? That's a lot.
Yeah.
And I think that's a talent we see most of the time as well.
Yeah, one acid spray armor reduction doesn't exactly with a lineup that is all armor reduction, I would have gone with the other one.
Yeah, so would I have. But we'll see what it does for him. Especially if you take the other facet. Dude.
Oh, the cooldown reduction. Because 250 gold, I understand it gets you off to the races to the Radiance quicker, as they're going to get another kill on this Phoenix, and now up to 14 charges on the Galvanized at only level 2 on that Ball Lightning.
It feels pretty damn good, yeah. Look at this region already, 15.1.
The 250 gold at the start gets you to that Radiance quicker, but you make that up pretty quickly. I like the reduction one.
Well, the thing is, one is an early game investment and the other is more like a mid-late game investment, right? So it really depends on not just your playstyle, but also what do you think the game state needs to be in at certain times.
Right.
But if you think you have more time, you wouldn't need that early gold buffer, right? Orchid on Alchemist. It's the Orchid reveal.
Yeah, with the stun. Oh god, the minus armor, the armor reduction, the right clicks. Well, you know what is there is that corrosive weaponry, and now this storm stunned up, supernova, telekinesis, swap shield again, saving the life of this storm. They can't take away any charges. Ooh, one fire spirit? No, that's not going to be enough. He's in the fountain. Magic missile, another unstable concoction. Fade bolt's not going to save the life of Nagato. It's a 13,000 net worth lead here for the side of Iran.
Yeah, our game is falling quickly out of the hands of Jordan, unfortunately. The safe and DK, like I spoke about it briefly in the draft, but it's not that impressive compared to mid DK. He also went for a
lot more time.
Yeah, he also went for the fire dragon rather than the what's it called, the poison dragon.
The corrosive one.
Yeah, exactly. So he can't even really push. And of course you would go for that one.
Oy.
But yeah. Oh, Orchid up 2. There's no Manta yet. Gone as well. 14k lead. This game is turning into a team show.
Yeah, it's so one-sided at the moment.
15 galvanized now. Look at this mana region. 24, man. That's ridiculous. That's so much mana.
It's a lot of regen. And he's not even gone into the Meteor Hammer. I know there was that nerf, but the Meteor Hammer's still been an interesting choice for a couple of these storms. The mana regen amplification is still 50%, which would give you another 12.
Oh, Rubik again.
Ball Lightning, Orchid. Make it 16 charges on that Galvanized. 17 charges if they kill this DK. And they just cannot kill a new me. He currently is sipping bottle, so he's got 58 on that mana regen, but the mana regen just doesn't stop. He has always got something, and with the wand, he always has an escape plan.
Island trouble again, already charging the stun. Does he see it coming? Now he's dead again.
Yeah, Orchid's out, stun's there, and Malad using that double jump to get right on top of the Brewmaster and getting another kill. And I know that these are BO1s, so you never want to call them that early. But it is looking very improbable.
Yeah, I was also about to say, you shouldn't stay in it too long because you still got a couple more games to play today. Oh, he's just going in 1v3? Seriously?
And he's not afraid. The problem now is the swap's been used on the Rubik, so he won't get the shield. But again, it doesn't matter. They killed both supports. He has picked up that Meteor Hammer, so he is getting a bunch of regen. Extra.
Ridiculous, man. 19 charges now.
Although, with the Meteor Hammer, it doesn't look like he got that mana regen amplification, because it was 24 before, wasn't it?
That's because he already had Kaya.
So, getting that kill. Malad taking out the Pango. Finally one turnaround. Now looking over at Hazy. They get that Ball Lightning into the Orchid. Get away from that Supernova, or maybe not even needed, because this is A9 just blowing it up, taking out Paris and Taz. I mean, this is insane.
They're still looking for more. They're not done yet. DK has a Mjolnir, so his damage output is decent, but can he turn around together with the... he's just too tanky on the Alchemist, man.
We talked about Rubik needing farm. He doesn't even have 3,000 net worth. That's another kill. Make it 4 heroes
Storm
dead.
going in
Ball
again.
lightning in. They've got the slow, the Mjolnir armor, and new me. You don't want to die. You get that swap shield on you. They've got this silence, the unstable concoction, another kill there. 21 charges on the galvanized. We talked about 15 being good. Yeah, well, try 21.
Well, we said 15 at level 18 as well.
Yeah.
So. Oh, it's just ridiculous, man. I really like the way that Iran plays this game. They're so aggressive. They don't really give them any sort of space to breathe at all. They're very strong, honestly. I knew that their, as I said, the Winter Bears team is super strong. I didn't know they had so many good players outside of that.
Yeah, that's true, you know.
It kind of feels like with the uprise of that region, lots of new talents have come out of there, no?
With Mina getting some qualifiers for the
Exactly.
circuit that's over there.
Yeah, and Falcons playing there actively as well. That must tremendously improve the quality of their practice.
In Mina, definitely.
Well, that's
Ball
another
lightning,
one.
Vortex, godlike here for a new me.
Region rune as well. Another one.
A9, by the way, 14-0-7.
Yeah. Making it look very easy. What I also like is he still went for the BKB rather than going super crazy because he's having a great game.
Yeah, he definitely could have died if he wasn't sure about that BKB, you know?
Yeah, I really like it. I like everything that this team is doing right now.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Very convincing against Jordan, who I thought is one of the favorites to win this whole thing.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Then to be fair,
Yeah, me
Iran
too.
is probably...
Tower is under attack.
Well, that's also Lebanon. That's the thing. They're also really strong. Losing one game here could be really bad for them. DK is looking to farm,
be.
but I think they kind of sniffed it out, didn't they? Oh, they're looking for Roche.
Dire are scanning.
When the DK has to farm the enemy jungle, it doesn't feel that good
Right.
at all.
Are scanning.
There's a Bloodthorn done on someone. Oh, Alchemist, of course. Storm DD
Yeah, Storm
picked
picked
now
up
as well.
he picked up the Witchblade too.
Yeah.
And there's Roche. Yeah, now he'll never... I don't think he loses a galvanized charge at all.
I think you still lose charges even if you die with Aegis. I actually have not tested that.
Well, maybe we'll see.
That would be nice.
He's
yeah.
definitely going to be... He's going to be more willing to put a life down the drain, right?
I'm just going to say, if I knew I would lose galvanized charges, I would still be super cautious. I want that number to be as high as possible to feel good.
Facts.
Also, the reason why I steal every kill with Necro.
It's not shocking to hear.
Same with Lion, honestly. You just want those numbers. What I think is criminal is that they removed the permanent damage that Underlord got for kills.
Dire's middle
Yeah,
tower is under
they'll bring that back. That sounds like a facet to Ben. Let's be real, you know?
I'm surprised it's not already. That cleave facet is interesting. Like, as if they were trying to make him a carry or something.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
I don't like the facet with the necro creeps. I know it's the more popular one, but I feel like it's just it shouldn't be only when there's targets available that these necro creeps spawn.
Yeah,
It feels like
I
it's
agree.
very inconsistent,
Yeah, I don't like it either.
and then you're just wasting a facet.
But what's the other one? You know, cleave. Like, what's the other one with cleave? Oh, Arcane Rune on Storm. Oh, that's disgusting. I love it. Smoking out. Maybe we get our answer here. Maybe. Ah, no, he won't.
No.
Oh yeah.
so
Oh. Ah, no.
Taz doesn't have that Ags, though. He doesn't have that ability to silence up this storm. There's really no way to just continually lock him down unless you go to the Primal Split and Cyclone him. but willing to use
He's dying. He's dying.
all
looking.
that mana and a new me. He is
He
going to
doesn't
die.
lose.
Doesn't lose it. Does not lose the galvanized stack. They already killed the DK. They use this primal split. They're going to lose this Brewmaster, and they got the Orchid into the swap after the Icarus dive. All right, that's a full team wipe here, and GG is called. Iran's going to take the game.
Very one-sided affair. Not at all what I expected. GG's by them. Well, and now
Really
they're in
well
a
done.
prime position to be in the top seed here.
Yeah.
Man,
That was
man,
really
man,
good.
man, man.
It was a very, very solid game from them overall. I mean, there was no stopping. The lanes went well.
Draft was great.
Yeah, the draft was great. And even losing the Storm mid, I don't think it was much of a hindrance. He was so far ahead, but that's just the power of Storm Spirit. He feels so good mid, and he feels good in a lot of matchups that are happening right now. There's just not a lot of mids that counter him.
Agreed. And even mids that do counter him, if he ever starts snowballing, he counters every hero in the game. Literally. As soon as Storm has an early Orchid, he kills any hero in the map.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and take a look at the highlights here, because we are ready with those. It's a quick 25-minute game, so there may not be that many highlights for us to look at, but I mean, there was great play coming around from the side of Iran. 16-0-9 for A9, by the way. So you're going to watch a lot of Alchemists be involved, which, truth be told, not something you see from Alchemists too often.
I really like just the aggressive playstyle overall. Like, even the Storm, like he saw the Phoenix, he was attacking him a little bit. Yeah, of course he started running as soon as he noticed he can't really win that fight, but he turned around on task and he was like, what do you want from me? You know? Didn't go his way that time, but just look how aggressive they are throughout the entire game. They never give them any sort of time to recover from any mistakes. They just drown them out.
Yeah.
Look at this too. Alchemist is like, what, do you want to go with me? Well, good luck with the Supernova. I'm just going to smash that thing.
Yeah, truly. Just doesn't stop, man. It's so insane how much you can just pressure out and just go in.
Yeah.
Alchemist is very, very strong.
Very cohesive team as well. Just like the team play felt on point pretty much the entire game. They always
It
backed
felt
each other up when they had
unmatched.
to. Yep. Makes me wonder,
Wow.
are these players all part of a team or not?
Because it was so fluid.
Yeah, let me see right now. So
If we do get an interview, it's definitely a question to ask, right?
apparently
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I know a couple of these guys for sure from matchmaking. Dude, they're all so young. The oldest player is born in the year 2000.
Whoa. That is pretty crazy. I mean, that's pretty crazy. I mean, 2000 for me and you is pretty young when I was born in 92, you know? Like,
Yeah.
God, I feel like such a...
Boomer.
oh, yeah. I really feel like an old guy here.
No,
Oh,
don't worry.
yikes.
What's any insight matters the most.
Yeah, young at heart, maybe.
That's right.
Who knows? Gosh, that is very funny. There's such cohesion here for this side of Iran. It looked really good. There's nothing to be upset with.
Yep. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, as they say.
Definitely do. I'm still a lemon squeezy kind of person.
Yeah, same. I think this is our generation.
Oh, for sure.
You know what my problem is? So I've been away from Germany since I was 16, and I just don't even know what culture I'm in anymore. Like, you know, every country has like their own way of saying things. I'm just mixing up everything that I picked up in every country ever.
Well, that's an esports kind of thing, isn't it?
Probably, but I also just lived in so many different countries where I feel like I kind of lost my identity.
Fair enough.
Well, as we see more highlights, truth be told, the highlights are pretty much just them smashing
His middle tower
Jordan to pieces. I don't think they even got a kill other than the Aegis. They ended the game with 10 kills, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
They ended it.
Dire's middle tower
Yeah, they did.
That is just demoralizing. Absolute destruction. This is the kind of game where you AFK fountain and say go mid. You win it.
Yeah, just end.
Yeah.
Yeah, very true. It's just a rough one, unfortunately.
Especially in your first game of the tournament, this kind of lost field, it always is really tough. Makes you doubt yourself a bit, you know?
Yeah, it does. Definitely. It's a rough one. It just feels as though, like, what can we do? And I will say this, you know, Syria got their win over Qatar. They won in a similar amount of time. And now Jordan against Syria, that's going to be a close matchup, it seems like.
Mm-hmm. And a very important matchup, too, for Jordan, especially. Well, for both of them. Since they're both down 0-1.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah. Question marks are always good, seemingly. I'm also a little bit surprised because they did do a lane swap, right? Yeah, it says task carry, Valerian mid. Maybe that wasn't planned right from the bat, right from the get-go too. Could be something they were uncomfortable with because task did get destroyed quite hard in mid lane. I don't know if that's like his usual, go-to role or not. But Inumi really outclassed him. Well, the whole team outclassed Jordan.
Yeah. It's definitely a rough one. You have to build back up, and I think this next matchup here for Jordan is going to be very important. There's only 2 slots, and it's very tight. You really have no room for mistakes.
Yeah.
And I will say we're fortunate because the next matchup is going to be Jordan against Syria, so we are going to see that matchup. And I think if Jordan lose that, from what we've seen with the 5-team qualifiers, your chances are very slim of making it in.
Yeah. I just wanted to throw in a quick update from the South region. So India and Nepal, 100% guaranteed to be qualified. So tomorrow they'll play each other. That will be basically for seeding, which in Chengdu could be absolutely important. I jokingly said to Vlad, imagine you're the first seed, and then you have to play against China.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I'm wondering if those teams are even going to play for seeding because you don't really know where you stand. You don't know the Chinese roster. You don't know who you're really going to be going up against. We've seen teams that, like seeding games, they'll just, you know what, let's just scrim instead. Let's figure it out.
Yeah.
We've seen it elsewhere, especially when everything's confirmed already.
You know what I'm wondering the most is, so from most regions, it's 2 teams, right? Are they mostly going to be practicing between each other, or are they going to look for international competition here? Because probably any team that attends there other than your region, you don't want to play against. And the thing is, even against your own region, you might end up playing.
Yeah. So we'll have to see if they do end up choosing to play each other tomorrow. I could definitely see them choosing to not do it and look for something else. There's not much at stake instead of seeding, but we still got some more matchups today here for the West Asia qualifier, and we'll be back in a short break, coming back with Jordan versus Syria. So we see you in a bit.